Now we come to the concept of Chandramas or the lunar month. Now let me talk about the concept of the lunar month or the Chandramas as we call it in Hindi. Now again coming back to the zodiac, Earth in the center. We have talked about the movement of the sun. Now let us talk about the movement of the moon. The moon is revolving around the Earth in 1 month. It is taking just 1 month to make one complete revolution around the Earth. Now we have to come to the Chandramas, the lunar month system, the system of the lunar month, how the month is being established on the based on the movement of the moon. Before understanding this concept, we have to go back to the nakshatras, because last time we had talked that moon is the mediator between the nakshatras and the earth. So we have to talk about these very important nakshatras now, because these nakshatras are the basis of our tithis, our months, and our festivals. Now, if you remember the zodiac, around the zodiac, we have the nakshatras. The 27 nakshatras are symmetrically placed around this zodiac. On the periphery of the zodiac, we have the 27 nakshatras equally spaced. In order to understand the nakshatras, we need to understand that these nakshatras, they are fixed in the sky. They occupy a fixed position around on the periphery of the zodiac. And there are 27 nakshatras. So 360 divided by 27 would be 13 degrees, 20 minutes, the space that has been occupied by each nakshatra. So the moon is basically moving around the earth with the nakshatras in the background.
So I have a question here. The moon, as it moves around the earth, will be aligned with the Rashi as well as the nakshatra in the background.
Yes, of course. It is moving inside this space of the Rashis, inside the zodiac. So it is moving in the 12 Rashis. But in the backdrop, we have the 12 nakshatras. It is basically getting its energy from those nakshatras. Rashi, so you have that in each Rashi, you have 2 full nakshatras and 1/4 of the next nakshatra. This is how the nakshatras are placed. Let us just talk about these nakshatras a little bit here. So we have the first nakshatra, that is the Ashwini nakshatra. The second is the Bharani nakshatra. The third is Kritika. Then Rohini, Mrigshira, Ardra, the Punarvasu, Pushya, and the Ashlesha. So here I have these 9 nakshatras. We have these 27 nakshatras grouped into 3. So there is this one group that starts from Ashwini up till Ashlesha. Now there is the second group that starts from Magh nakshatra, Purv Falguni, Uttar Falguni, the Hasta, Chitra, Swati, Vishakha, Anuradha, and Jeshta. This is the second group of nakshatras. The third group starts from Mool nakshatra, Purv Ashad, Uttar Ashad, Shravan, Ghanishta, Shatbhish, Purv Bhadrapad, Uttar Bhadrapad, and Revati.
Now these names are sounding familiar to the calendar.
Yes, the names of the lunar months are named according to these nakshatras. The name of this each nakshatra is based on the prominent star in that nakshatra.
Okay.
Yes. In very short, superficially, we have that behind each Rashi, there are fixed 2 and 1/4 nakshatra.
Okay.
Every Rashi will have 2 and 1/4 nakshatra. So now we have this Earth in the center, and just now we have to concentrate on the movement of the moon. The moon is moving around the Earth, and on the backdrop, we have these nakshatras from where the moon is taking its energy.
Right.
So the moon, it starts its journey. Maybe let us say that it is starting its journey from the Ashwini nakshatra. Now it is moving, it is taking full 1 month or exactly 27.3 days to make one revolution around the earth. So 27 nakshatra hai and 27 days it is taking to move around the earth. That means exactly one nakshatra, one day. So the moon is spending one day in each nakshatra. So that here we have the concept of tithi. So one day we are taking the energy of one particular nakshatra.
In all these 27 days, every different.
Every, yes. So one, if we are, so the tithi is exactly according to the nakshatra that the moon is falling in.
In our last discussion, you had spoken about this particular understanding only, that it's the personality of the nakshatra
Yes.
that the tithi is bringing, or now when the placement of the moon is in that nakshatra. Can you, from the 27, just pick up one particular nakshatra maybe and help us understand what do we mean by the personality of a nakshatra?
Okay.
Any that you think is, close.
Yes, yes. Of course, we can do that. Here we have, let me just talk about the Rohini Nakshatra.
Right. I thought as
So, yes, the Rohini Nakshatra, Rohini was a favorite wife of the moon.
right.
So why was it favorite? So here everybody would like to would be able to understand this concept. Rohini was very, very charming, very beautiful, and she was associated with everything. All materialism was associated with Rohini. Like she was very fond of everything that was beautiful, very means full of charm. She was. Now, if the moon is in the is under the effect of Rohini Nakshatra in a particular day, we say that the moon is in a very, very happy state of mind. So it is sending that kind of energy towards the earth. Energy that is having mainly the emotions of love, concern, happiness, that kind of materialism, that energy, as that particular type of energy is being sent to the earth. Now, here we have a very particular thing that Karwa Chauth is celebrated when the moon is in Rohini Nakshatra. The moon is going to actually cross all the nakshatras in 1 month.
Correct.
Every month the moon is going to cross the Rohini Nakshatra on a particular day.
Correct.
But we do not have 12 Karwa Chauths. We have only one Karwa Chauth. That is coming in the month of around October. So why is that particular month very important is the Shard month, that is the moon is very, very effective there. It is sending, it is at its full potential, nearest to the earth. The moon is the brightest at that time. So in the month of the Sharad month, when in that particular month, when the moon is in Rohini Nakshatra, we are celebrating Karwa Chauth. So because of the type of particular energy, the moon is holding on that particular day. That is so here you can say that every day is different according to the energy of the nakshatra that the moon is sending towards us.
Right.
Yes. So that is why here we have we come to the concept of tithis. Every tithi, every one nakshatra. So one tithi for one nakshatra. So we have, you can say that we have 27 tithis, and in 27, approximately 27 tithis, we will be covering one particular month. So now we have that obviously our solar month and the Chandramas or the Surya Mas, they will be slightly different in time in terms of some days. So these extra, to match the solar month and the lunar month, what they do, the Vedic system has been doing, they have been adding the Adhik Mas or the Purushottam Mas after some period of time to, match the solar month and the lunar month.
Where one full month is added to the
Yes.
calendar year.
Yes, and the number of days are variable. So they will just match कि कितना time gap रह रहा है सूर्य month and Chandramas में. So they will add one Purushottam month or the Adhik Mas there.
Right.
And in the English concept, they have been doing as the lunar, as the, in February, they are adding the days. So it has been like that. So basically now coming back to the lunar month, we have one day, one nakshatra. And one full revolution, so when we cover all the 27 nakshatras, that is one lunar month. So now when we consider position of the sun for now, let us talk about the Mesh month. According to the sun is crossing from 0 degrees to 30 degrees in the Mesh Rashi in that particular month. In that particular month, the moon is going to make one revolution around the earth. So there is going to be a time period when the sun and the moon, they will be overlapping each other. And then the sun, is slow. The moon is moving fast. And there is going to be one particular time when the moon is going to come exactly opposite to the sun. Now, these 2 days are very, very particular. When the sun and the moon are overlapping each other, at that time is the day of the Amavas, when we actually cannot see the moon. And when it is exactly opposite the sun, that is the Puranmashi, the full moon. It takes exactly 15 days from the sun to go from an overlapping position to exactly the opposite position to the sun.
Right.
So these 15 days went from no moon to full moon. From zero moon, no moon to full moon is the Shukla Paksh, or the time period of the rising moon.
Right.
In 15 days, the size of the moon is going to go on increasing, and it is going to become full on exactly 15 days. So in first 15 days of the month, the size of the moon is going to go on increasing from Amavas to Puranmashi. And in the next 15 days, it is going to go on decreasing from Puranmashi to Amavas. And that is going to be called the Krishan Paksh. So here we have one full month, 15 days of Shukal Paksh and 15 days of Krishan Paksh. Now, this is how we understand the various phases of the moon. Now, how are we going to name that one month? The concept of the sun is very simple. The naming of the month according to the sun is very simple. We name it according to the Rashi that it is crossing. Let me talk about the Mesh Rashi, the Mesh month according to the sun. In the Mesh month, there is going to come one Puranmashi. On that Puranmashi, the moon is in the Chaitra nakshatra. Means the moon has the Chaitra nakshatra behind it on the day of the Puranmashi in the month of Mesh. So according to the moon concept, we will call that month Chaitra Mas. According to the sun, the second month is going to be Vrishab. In that Vrishab month, the Puranmashi, on the day of the Puranmashi, the moon is in the Besakh nakshatra.
Vishakha.
Vishakha nakshatra. So उस month को कहेंगे Vishakh month, according to the moon.
And therefore Baisakhi is celebrated there.
Yes, Baisakhi, that is the beginning of that. Basically, Chaitra month is the basic of is our new year. Okay. And so this is how we calculate. So if we come to the third month, according to the sun, it is the Mithun Rashi. It is crossing the Mithun Rashi. Mithun Mas usko कहते हैं, according to the sun. In that month, on the day of the Puranmashi, the moon is in the Jesht nakshatra. So according to the moon, it is going to be called Jesht. So इस तरह से we have the different names of the months according to the moon. So according to the moon, we are getting different names based on the nakshatra on which under which the moon is on the day of the Puranmashi. Let me just talk about these basic the months in the terms of the moon. We have the Chaitra month, that is in the March, April. Baisakh month. So now one concept should be very clear. Baisakh month matlab ki in that month the moon is under the Vishakha nakshatra on the day of the Puranmashi. If I'm talking about Jesht month, that means the Puranmashi, in that month, on the Puranmashi, the moon is under Jesht Nakshatra.
And Jesh Nakshatra is the third, the last one from the first segment you had said?
Yes, yes, yes.
Right.
Yes. And so on. Coming from this, we have another concept that how will we begin month of the moon and how are we going to end it? According to the sun, it was very simple. We are starting the journey of the sun at 0 degrees, going up to 30 degrees it ends in 1 month. But where do we start the journey of the moon? Now, here is the complication. Because this is the main complication that is causing the whole of the confusion. Actually, there are two different viewpoints on that. Some people are saying, these are our rishis, some are the pandits. Some of the people are saying that let us start on the day of the Amavas. That means when the sun and the moon are overlapping, that is the no moon day. Let us call that day the first day.
Right.
So from that day, 15 days of Shukal Paksh and then 15 days of Krishna Paksh. So that means we are going to start our lunar month on the day of the Amavas. So that is going to be the first new moon day. First new moon day of Shukal Paksh. There is the lunar month starting. Okay, but there is another viewpoint. So, this is how different scholars had their own way of putting things or own way of understanding things. A different viewpoint, actually. The concept is same. The movement of the sun and moon is not different. It is the same, but it is how they are calculating. Some are saying that we are going to calculate it on the day of the Amavas, start on the day of the Amavas. Another set of people are saying we are going to start it on the day of the Puranmashi. The day of the month is going to start when the moon is exactly opposite to the sun. Puranmashi is going to be day number 1. So these are the two concepts, the Amavas concept and the Puranmashi concept. We have come up with 2 different types of calendars, the Amavas calendar and the Puranmashi calendar.
Is that the reason why there is a confusion between the 15 days?
Yes, exactly. So here we have these days of the 15 days difference that is coming up in the calculation. In how they are viewing things.
And they're both correct.
They both are correct according to the samsa. Some are giving more importance to the day of Puranmashi. Some are giving more days to the day when we are going to have the first new moon.
But the fact is, there's no confusion about the position of the sun. The sun is in that month. The celebration happens in that.
Yes, the solar system is very, very simple and straight. But they said, see, now they're saying that no, although the moon system is complicated, but since it is very vivid, we can exactly view the Shukal Paksh and the Krishna Paksh. The solar system was very, very simple. This just sun just crossing one Rashi in one single month. But they have taken the moon, the more complicated system. Nobody's talking about the solar month. More of them, maximum are talking about the lunar month or the month based on the movement of the moon. Why? Because we are actually seeing the moon changing throughout the month. We are seeing the moon moving from new moon to full moon, then back to no moon.
Right.
Although, because of difference of opinion, we are having 2 concepts, Amavas and the Puranmashi concept. But it is clear that in 1 month, the moon is making 1 revolution around the earth. So now, after understanding the whole system, we basically can say that the Indian system, the Vedic system, the Bharatiya system, it basically has 3 concepts of the months. One is the simple basic Saurmasa, that is the solar month. The second is the lunar month. But the lunar month has 2 viewpoints, the Amavas month and the Puranmashi month.
Understood.
Okay, so we are basically talking about the same period of time, but in terms of we have 3 different terminologies to it. Because of this 3 different terminologies, 3 different understandings that we have, This was the reason that the whole of the systems was so very confusing. There was not a single approach to this time system. Some part of the country was viewing the had the Puranvashi calendar, some had the Amavas calendar. Very few states had the solar calendar. When the Britishers came, they for their own convenience, for a uniform approach, they introduced their own uniform system of the calendar. Their own system was introduced just for administrative purposes. And we fell into that system. Why did we fall so easily into that system? Because of the uniformity, basically. So we can say that our system was very, very scientific, but because of difference in opinion, another system was enforced on us. They were ruling us. And at the time of independence, what happened? None of us, very few, so people who were in power actually did not know about all the system. And this that very system, that the non-Indian system is prevalent in India today.
Now, you've explained to us the solar month and the two ways of understanding the lunar month, Purnima oriented and Amavas oriented. When we are speaking about all of this, then we see a lot of countries are celebrating New Year's in different ways. What is the exact, or what should be the way to understand the New Year from the Hindu Vedic calendar perspective?
This concept, the concept of the year, according to the Vedic system, is just controlled by the sun. The sun starts his journey from Mesh Rashi and ends the journey and the Rashi number 12, that is the Pisces. So the Bharatiya New Year is going to begin in March, April. According to sun, it is going to be the Mesh month. And according to the moon is in that particular month, the moon is going to be under Chaitra Nakshatra on the day of Purnamashi. So according to moon, it is going to be named Chaitra month. That is going to be the first month of our new year. So this is very, very scientific. See, we have a reason why our new year is going to be falling on in March, April on Baisakhi. That is, Baisakhi is that day when the sun is at 0 degrees Mesh Rashi. At contrary to this, see, if we say that the 1st Jan, according to the Western system, 1st January does not have any such scientific background to it. And if we otherwise just see the names of the English names, we have January to September. January, February do not seem to be very particular. But if you just take these months from September, Sept, clearly we know that it is 7. October, clearly we know that it is 8. November, 9. December, 10th. So basically, December was also their 10th month. December,
January
English,
11th and
January was the 11th, February was the 12th, and the new year was in March, April. So just to make, hide our own system, the Indian system, and to make their own system, they have, just changed these 3 months here and there. They have ended their month according to their own festival, Christmas. They have ended it up till December. But see, surprisingly, they have not changed December into some other day, and their hint lies there. Dec, 10th month. January, February do not have. January, February is named according to their own deities.
Deities also and kings also. I think July is named
Yes.
after Julius Caesar.
See, it is so ironical that Indians are following the Western calendar based on Western deities
Or kings.
or the kings. And this is the basic reason why we have been, completely we are forgetting our own system day by day, our own deities day by day. since nothing, the Western calendar is absolutely not based on any sun, the position of the sun and moon. Everybody has forgotten to see the sky, and we are completely, swayed away from our own system because the names are absolutely different. The concept is different. Basically, they do not have there is no concept behind the Western months. They have only the basic concept is Indian. They have only modified it a little, made it more uniform, and introduced it. So what we Indians need to do is that if we realize the importance of our own scientific system, what we need to do is that we need to put our heads together. The intellectuals of today, that is the pundits of today, they need to put their heads together, and they need to bring up a common system. It is going to be either the solar system, or it is going to be the Purnamashi system or the Amava system. Then it is going to be a uniform approach. And only a uniform approach can be applicable to the whole of the country.
Right.
First, we need to understand what these three approaches are. Once we understand, then a unified approach has to be there. And it is a very, very simple way. It can be taught at the primary level. And this is what should be taught to our children. And when this is going to be taught to our children, this is a direct proof that a system is very scientific. Nobody will say, I think, none of our new generation is going to say that our own Bharatiya or the Vedic system is unscientific. Myth koi nahi kahega fir. Myth nahi kahega. They are going to say that it is scientific.
It's taking the zodiac, it's taking the nakshatra, it's naming it after the zodiac, it's
Yes.
naming it after the nakshatra. Where
Yes.
is the confusion? It's absolutely clear.
Yes. So basically, any particular day is a confluence of the energy of the nakshatra in which the moon is, the zodiac in which it is, the zodiac which it is crossing, or the zodiac in which the sun is. So this confluence, the energy we are getting from the sun and the moon. So the combined effect of that zodiac and the nakshatra, that is the kind of energy that we are getting in a particular month, in a particular day. That is why scientifically, energy wise, all months, all days, all tithis are different. Yes.
So therefore, no days are equal.
Therefore, no days are equal.
Scientifically speaking.
Scientifically, no days are equal. All days are different according to the energy they hold.
Very nice. Very nice. Very beautiful. Very nice understanding of how our months are, of how our dates are. And beautiful. Last, when we had stopped our discussion, we'd mentioned, we'd said that we need to start looking up at the sky. And as you look up at the sky, all of these insights are going to come to you, and it'll be very easy for you to follow the calendars. I think it's personally for me, it's been like a click, something has clicked inside me today to understand what you've just said. Very nice.
And Nidhi, here we can also talk about the different shapes of the moon every day. If we understand this concept of the Shukal and the Krishan Paksh, and we know that if we start, if we start believing that the Amavas is going to be our first day, suppose, then we can just track the moon every day. It is increasing in size, and by studying or by observation, you'll be able to know that on the third day, this is the size of the moon. On the fourth day, this is the size of the moon. If we talk about the Ekadashi, if we have the Ekadashi, a very important day, everybody knows that Ekadashi is somehow very important. But can you actually look up the sky and say that it is Ekadashi today? So
Only
see,
if you
we're going to
know,
have,
only if you know the Amavas or
yes, yes,
the Purnima. These two, I
yes.
think, pivotal points you need to remember which way are we are going.
Yes, if you are, so see clearly, we are going to have two Ekadashis.
Mm.
We are going to have, we need to bring up the concept of tithis here now. So tithi is from the day one, that if we start from from the new moon day up till the Purnamashi, we are going to have 15 tithis, 15 days. And then from the Purnamashi back to no moon, in the Krishan Paksh, again we are going to have 15 tithis. So tithis in India were named as the Hindi names the Prathama, Dvitya, Tritya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami, Ashtami, Navami, Dashmi. Then 11th day is called Ekadashi. Eka means 1 and Dash means 10 plus 1. Ekadashi. 1 plus 10 is Ekadashi. Dwadashi. Dashi 12, 10 plus Dwa means 2 plus 10 is Dwadashi. So we have Dwadashi, Triyodashi, Chaturdashi. Chaturdashi is again a very important tithi. That is the 14th day. 4 plus 10. And then we have the Puranmashi day, the 15th day. So we have 15 tithis of Shukal Paksh, and then we have 15 tithis of the Krishan Paksh. So 15, how are the 15 tithis of, Krishan Paksh different? This is your observation of the sky. The moon is increasing in size on every tithi. So now if you talk about, let me just talk about one particular tithi, that is Ekadashi. So in the Shukal Paksh, Ekadashi is going to be 11th day of the Shukal Paksh. The moon is going to be considerably, increased in size, much more than half.
More than half, yeah.
More than half. It is going to be Shukal Paksh Ekadashi. And opposite to that, if we have the Krishan Paksh Ekadashi, on the day of the Puranmashi, the moon was full. And after 11 days, it has reduced to much. It has reduced to more than half. It is going to be convex.
Crescent will start to form
Yes,
after
yes.
the half.
So yes, that is going to be the Krishan Paksh Ekadashi. So this is how, just by looking and observing the sky month after month, you will be able to just look at the sky and see the position of the size of the moon, and you can say, which tithi am I talking about? I'm talking about the Shukal Paksh tithi or the Krishan Paksh tithi. And other than just the shape of the moon, the position of the moon can also be observed. How the position is changing every day, where it is rising and where it is setting. That also changes.
Considerably.
Yes, yes. So this is how this is the concept of tithis in our country. And see, now here again, there is a lot of confusion. If we talk about if we say that, our festivals are overlapping each other.
Yeah.
Because one particular festival is, the importance of the festival is due to the importance of the nakshatra in which the moon is on that day. Okay. Now it is like, why are they overlapping? Because again, there are different viewpoints. When is the day going to be starting? Are we considering our day to be starting at sunrise? That is our actual Vedic concept. Surya Uday hone par, the nakshatra or the rashi is considered to be the nakshatra or the rashi of that day. This is one concept. There can be a different concept also. Let us not go into the details of that, but only because when is our day starting? That is causing the confusion कि वो तिथि आज पड़ेगी या कल पड़ेगी. So that means, see, I'll give you an example. Suppose let us talk about Karwa Chauth, since we have taken that example. Karwa Chauth is exactly when the moon is under the nakshatra, the Rohini nakshatra. So maybe it is just starting the Rohini nakshatra at midday, and moon is in the Rohini nakshatra. It starts at midday and it is going to end the second day. So the Karwa Chauth is going to fall on this day also and the next day also. If it is just basic, if we are just seeing that moon is crossing that particular nakshatra. So here again, the Pandits have to put their minds together and they have to bring about a single viewpoint that suits the whole of the country. And we should have a uniform approach that we are going to consider it the next day or this day. Are we going to give the importance to sunrise today? Or we are going to give rise to the sunrise of the next day? So that is the difference. That is why a difference in approach is there. And it is nothing. It is nothing. First, we need to know the importance of the whole thing. And then we just have to have a uniformity in it. We have to actually adopt one system. That is it.
Very nice.
So this is a beautiful concept of our months and our year and our tithis.
I'm sure the discussion that happened today and what we spoke about the sun and the moon and how the degrees are divided the into 12 months and how the moon is traversing and how the sun is traversing, giving rise to a lunar calendar and a solar calendar, and as a result of which what energy is being brought towards the earth and how the names are named um, after the position of the sun or the position of the moon is how scientific the Vedic calendar or the Vedic system of understanding the year is. And you will actually be feeling this. I'm sure seasonally we feel the difference in the way the sun presents its energy to us. But month on month, there is a variation it is bringing, which probably is difficult to tell. But because it is under the influence of a certain zodiac, is why the energy is coming to us like that, and how we calculate the month, the date, and the days. Very nicely brought about. Thank you again. Something has really clicked in my head today, and I think I can go on and on. But thank you for bringing this beautiful knowledge to us in such a simplified way. And we will go bit by bit into details in our upcoming episodes, as we have told you already. So stay tuned and keep coming back again and again, and do share this with others, please, and help them also gain this knowledge and help them also be proud of this beautiful system that we are sitting with. So you will know exactly when the new year is, as opposed to a convenience related calendar month that has been given to us. And on that note, thank you very much, Monica. We will come back to you again in our next episode. Thank you.
Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you for bringing me here on this platform, because I love sharing this knowledge and I'm very passionate that everybody should know at least the concept of our own tithis and the months.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.